at the doctor. My name is Emma. I am 25 years old. Yesterday, I woke up feeling very sick. My throat hurt and I couldn't swallow properly. It was painful. I also had a headache and felt tired. I knew I needed to see a doctor, so I called the doctor's office and made an appointment. This morning, I felt the same way. I decided to go to the doctor. I wore my jacket because it was a little cold outside. I left my apartment and walked to the bus stop. It was a short walk, but I didn't feel good. I was tired and kept touching my throat. I waited at the bus stop. The bus came quickly. I got on the bus and sat down. The bus was not full. I looked outside the window and thought about how I didn't want to be sick anymore. I wished I could feel better soon. When I arrived at the doctor's office, I went inside and checked in. The receptionist asked me for my name and my date of birth. I told her and she gave me a small paper to fill out. I sat in the waiting room with other people. Some people were reading magazines and some were on their phones. I felt nervous. I didn't like waiting. After a few minutes, the nurse called my name. Emma, she asked. I stood up and followed her to the examination room. She told me to sit on the small chair. She asked me what was wrong. I said, I have a sore throat and I feel really tired. I also have a headache. The nurse wrote down my symptoms on her chart. Then she told me to open my mouth. She took a flashlight and looked at my throat. It's very red, she said. The doctor will be in soon. I waited in the room for a few more minutes. I kept touching my throat, hoping it would feel better. Finally, the doctor came in. She was very kind. She smiled at me and asked, What brings you here today, Emma? I told her I have a sore throat, a headache, and I feel very tired. She listened carefully. The doctor checked my throat with a small tool. She also listened to my chest with a stethoscope. Then she said, Your throat looks a little swollen, and you have some signs of a cold. It might be a viral infection, which means there is no medicine for it. You need to rest, drink a lot of fluids, and take some medicine for the pain. She gave me a prescription for medicine to help with the pain and fever. Take this medicine, but make sure to drink plenty of water, she said. I asked her, Will I feel better soon? She smiled and said, Yes. With rest and the right care, you should feel better in a few days. I thanked the doctor. The nurse gave me a paper with instructions for my medicine. I left the room and walked to the pharmacy inside the building. At the pharmacy, I gave the nurse my prescription. She took the paper and gave me the medicine. She explained how to take the medicine and how much I should take. Take 2 pills every 4 hours. Drink plenty of water, she said. I thanked her and paid for the medicine. I went home after that. When I got home, I made a cup of warm tea with honey. It helped my sore throat feel better. I rested on the couch, took my medicine, and drank a lot of water. By the evening, I felt a little better. I was still tired, but my throat didn't hurt as much. I was happy that I went to the doctor and got the right help. I knew that with time I would feel much better. The next morning, I woke up and felt much better. My throat was not as sore and I was not as tired. I was happy. I'd gone to the doctor. I knew that taking care of my health was important and I would remember to rest and drink plenty of water when I felt sick in the future.